You know, it's funny. A lot of guys that I've talked to about cheap dating, they go, well, you know, you're like an older guy. How can you tell me about cheap dating? It's very simple. I made all those mistakes. Okay, everybody needs an Uncle Cheap Date, and I just want all the guys out there to know that I'm here for them. I've made all the mistakes. I'm going to make sure they don't make all the mistakes, and I'm officially adopting every single one of you who's watching or listening to my voice right now. You're my official nephews and in some instances nieces of Uncle Cheap Date. I'm going to teach you what Uncle Cheap Date knows so you can be a successful cheap date. Hi, I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date System. Now, you might ask yourself, what makes me an expert on cheap dating? Well, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I certainly have had my share of, let's say, unpleasant experiences spending too much money on dates. A little quick background on me. I'm a licensed private investigator. I've probably been on 1,000 dates easy. You ever have those experiences where you spent too much on a date? Could have been $50, $100, $200. One time I spent $300 on a date and found out later, not only did she have a boyfriend, she just liked the fact I was spending money on her. She had no interest whatsoever. That kind of stuff, I hope that'll never happen to you. Reason why I am talking to you is because I have made all the mistakes. I don't want you to make any of the mistakes I've made. So that's one of the reasons why I created the Cheap Date System. It's based upon a book that I did a few years back. I've now updated it. Now it's a digital system for inexpensive dating. Make sure you go to cheapdatesystem.com and sign up for my free newsletter. And let's see if we can't save you some money and some heartache. The money you have for dating, most of it should remain in your wallet. Yeah, one of the great things about universities, colleges, especially community colleges, okay, is the kind of events that take place, as well as the kind of classes you can take. I mentioned earlier, previously, one of the great classes to take is, say, a jewelry making class, because not only are you in a class with a lot of women, you learn a skill when you learn how to make jewelry, which is, by the way, frequently very inexpensive. You can frequently make incredible necklaces or other things for like $5, really very small amounts of money, sometimes less money than that. And a handmade gift is an incredible thing. And by the way, don't give women gifts until you become intimately involved or romantically involved or whatever level you want to achieve with that woman. Don't give gifts to curry their favor. It just doesn't work. It puts you in the friend sort of category. It also makes it seem like you're kind of like kissing up too much. It's not good. It doesn't work. But taking like a jewelry class or a cooking class, fantastic stuff. Women love to be cooked for. I have yet to meet a woman who didn't like to be cooked for, even professional chefs and such. Any little attempt is great. And again, I gotta say, it's great to cook for yourself. When you know what you're doing, if you don't like to cook, it doesn't matter. Take a cooking class at something inexpensive like a junior college or a community college or whatever like that, a one-day thing, maybe one night a week for 6 weeks, whatever the case. Not only will it pay off as far as how much fun you'll have, you can then do the following. You can say, once you've maybe had a few dates, you can say, look, I've taken a few cooking classes. Why don't I go over to your place, her place, and I'll make a meal, or we'll make a meal together, or you come to my place and I'll make a meal, or any of that sort of stuff. Fantastic. It's really great. It's romantic. Women love it. It's less expensive. You can choose how much money is going to be spent for the items that are going to be prepared, etc. Anyway, it's really great. So keep in mind, look for situations such as university, classes you can take that not only teach you something, give you a chance to meet women, but also then give you a skill that you'll be able to use to romance, seduce, etc. women for your whole life. Also, remember, universities, colleges, all that kind of stuff, they frequently have free and inexpensive events. Film screenings, concerts, all kinds of stuff like that. There's a little trick that I've known people to use. I suggest you only use it. This is just for informational purposes only. I don't want to say you should use it. I've known people to use it, not get in trouble. Check local laws, okay, to make sure. Don't do this until you know that it's okay to do. But especially at a community college or an adult school or something, you can sign up for a class, get a student ID, and then usually if you're within a certain time frame, you can cancel the class and keep your student ID because you've already paid for that. And then you have a student ID for a whole quarter, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. That student ID can get you all kinds of discounts, all sorts of discounts, movie theaters, everything. It's amazing. That's a little trick you can use. But buyer beware, only do this. Check out local laws. I'm not taking any responsibility for this. That's for informational purposes only. But then, of course, if you are actually taking classes, it's fantastic. We're out of time. I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date System. And I want to remind you, if you haven't already signed up for my free newsletter, okay, my free Cheap Date newsletter, go to cheapdatesystem.com and do that. Also, it'll allow you to access some interesting articles on cheap dating. So you can look at those. And you can find out more about the Cheap Date System, which, as a friend of mine says, is a lot cheaper than most guys spent on their last 2 dates that didn't even get them a kiss goodnight at the door. So, thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you next time. And whatever you do, make sure you have fun, but make sure you're cheap dating.